Good morning. I'm Dr. Wilson Paul, Associate Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship of KCS Karnataka College of Arts and Science. Now, we'll see sum number 9. A Company Limited was incorporated on 1st May 2008 to take over the business of Egg & Co. as going concern from January 1st, 2008. The profit and loss account for the year ending 31st December 2008 was as follows. The profit and loss account given here for the year ending 31st December 2008 shows there are lists of expenses on the debit side and gross profit on the credit side. Okay, and the last line says the turnover for the year is rupees 5 lakh divided into 1,50,000 for the period up to 1st May and rupees 3,50,000 for the remaining period. Apportion the year's profit between the pre and post incorporation period. That is the question they ask you to find. Okay, here you are given a P&L account. What you are going to do here, you are going to divide the P&L into two parts for the pre-incorporation period and post-incorporation period. Is it clear? Okay. For these sums, what will be the first step? You already know, you have did so many sums. The first step will be to find your time ratio. Okay. So what are the requirements for time ratio? There are 3 dates required. Okay. The first date, the second date, that is the incorporation date, and third date is the closing of accounting year date. So these 3 dates are important. Is it clear? And we must know by this time you should have by-hearted the list of expenses on what basis you should apportion. I gave you the table in the class before, I believe. So I hope you would have memorized that list. So what are the expenses on what basis you should allocate? Okay. Now rent and taxes in the first line of the sum says rent and taxes rupees 12,000. On what basis you will allocate? Rent and taxes is a fixed expense. It is based on monthly. Therefore, you take it as time ratio. Insurance, time ratio. Electricity charges, time ratio. Salary, time ratio. Director fee, I already given in the table. If you go through the table, you will remember that. Director fee is nothing but allocated. That is post incorporation period only. You write the full amount of 3,000 in the post incorporation period. Then auditor's fee, time ratio. Commission is nothing but related to sales. Therefore, sales ratio. Advertisement, the problem here is silent with regard to monthly. Okay, if it is given within bracket monthly, you'll take advertisement in time ratio. But here the problem is silent. Therefore, we'll take in sales ratio. Discount, always sales ratio. Office expenses, time ratio. Carriage, sales ratio. Bank charges, time ratio. Preliminary expenses is nothing but formation expenses. Always allocated at its post incorporation only. Bad debts, sales ratio. Interest on loan, time ratio. Okay. Now let me see the answer in the next slide. Okay. Now here the answer here. The first, we're going to calculate the time ratio. What is the first date here? 1/1/2008. The second date is, that is the incorporation date is 1/5/2008. From 1/1 to 1/5 is nothing but 4 months time. Then from again 1/5 to the accounting year closing date is 8 months time. Therefore 4 months, 8 months, that is your 4:8 is nothing but 1:2. So that will be your time ratio. Is it clear? Now we are going to calculate the sales ratio. The sales here is clearly given for the first 4 months is 1,50,000. It is, if you do, when you read the sum, you will understand. It is clearly given for the first 4 months is 1,50,000. Okay. Then for the remaining months it is given at 3,50,000. Therefore 1,50,000 is to 3,50,000. Right? Is nothing but 3:7. We can take this in 5's table. You will take it as 5's table. You'll get 3:7. So that will be your sales ratio. Okay. Now we'll do the answers now. Gross profit always, we want to redo the P&L in the vertical form. I told you, no, No more you will be doing your P&L in the ledger form. Hereafter, in this semester as well as the next semester, whenever you do P&L, you will do it in the vertical form, not in the ledger form. No more you will do it in the ledger form. Okay. Now, revenue from operations, nothing but the gross profit, you will write it there. Okay. The gross profit is given as 1,55,000. Then the gross profit amount, when you divide in sales ratio, you will get 46,500 and 1,08,500. So that will be your gross profit for the first period and second period. Now, then what are the next expense given here? Salary. I told you in the beginning, put your previous slide itself. Salary is always in time ratio. You know what is the time ratio? When you divide salary in time ratio, you'll get 12,000 in the first period and 25,000 in the second period. Then interest on loan. Interest on loan is nothing but time ratio. Interest is paid on a monthly basis, isn't it? Therefore, time ratio. So when you divide that in time ratio, you'll get 1,000 and 2,000. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. The other part of the sum. So next heading is other expenses. In your other expenses, you will come across rent, what ratio? Time ratio. Insurance, time ratio. Electricity charges, time ratio. Director fee. Okay, when you go through a table, you will realize the director fee is nothing but it should be written in the second amount column, not the first amount column. That is nothing but post incorporation period. Okay. On the column of basis, you write allocated, ALLOCATED, allocated. Okay. Now, the auditor fee, time ratio. Advertisement, sales ratio. Commission, you divide the 6,000 in sales ratio. Discount, you divide this discount 3,500 in sales ratio. Office expenses, 7,500, you will divide it in time ratio. Carriage, 3,000 in sales ratio. Bank charges in time ratio. Preliminary expenses, it is nothing but formation expenses. You write in the second column, in the second amount column, that is post incorporation period. Okay, not in the first column. Nothing will be written in the first column. 6,500. The full amount is written in the second column. Bad debts, sales ratio. Okay, when you make the total for the expenses, you will get the total of 27,833 for the first column. The second amount column, you will get 67,117. So the gross profit, the first column total A, the second column total B. When you minus one from the other, you will get the profit for the pre-incorporation period is 18,617. And the post-incorporation period, the profit will be 41,383. Is it clear? So this is all about your sum number 9. Now we'll go to sum number 10. In sum number 10, I'll read out the sum here. These are the sums which is given from your textbook. I gave you the author name in the first class itself, the second class. So the same text I'm following. Okay. When you go through a text, you can find these sums there. Maybe in your exercise column or maybe in your illustration sums. Okay. It may be anywhere. Okay. Now, Lakshmi Limited was incorporated on 1st March 1990 and received the certificate of commencement. I told you in the first class itself, the certificate of commencement is ignored. Okay. Certificate of commencement is no use for us in the sum. Okay. Only the incorporation date is important. Then, the company acquired the business of Rajan with effect from 1st November 1989. From the following figures related to the year ending October 1990, find out the profit prior to incorporation. Okay. So the data given here, the sale for the year, the total year, that is 12 months, it is 6 lakh. Out of this 6 lakh, the sales for up to 1st March. 1st March is nothing but pre-incorporation period. Your first date starts from, what is the first date here? November. What is the second date here? 1st March. That is incorporation period. What is the last date, that is closing year? Is October 31st, 1990. Okay. So here the sales here clearly given here for the first pre-incorporation period is 2,50,000. Out of 6 lakh, 2,50,000 for the pre. What will be the remaining then? Remaining will be 3,50,000. That will be for your post-incorporation. So that will be a sales ratio. Okay. The gross profit is given as 180. Rent, you know what ratio you divide. Salary, you know what ratio you should divide. Director fee, you know what to do with the director fee. You should be written the post incorporation period. Nothing to do with the time or sales ratio. Okay. Interest and debentures again fully in the post incorporation period. Audit fees, time ratio. Discount on sales, sales ratio. Depreciation, time ratio. General expenses, time ratio. Advertisement, sales ratio. Printing and stationery, time ratio. Commission on sales, sales ratio. Bad debts here, you have paid 1,500. You are incurred bad debts of 1,500. Out of this 1,500, 500 for the prior to incorporation, that is for the first period up to 1st March, that is okay. So what will be the remainder out of 1,500? 500 for the first period. What will be the remainder then? 1,500 minus 500 will give you 1,000. So 1,000 will be for the second amount column, that is post incorporation period. Okay. Now interest to vendors on purchase consideration up to 1st May 1990. Okay. Here I told you earlier itself, whenever you come across purchase consideration delay payment and you pay interest for that, okay, what ratio you will use? You will use adjusted time ratio. How do you find adjusted time ratio? From the first date to the date of interest payment date to the date of purchase consideration payment date. What is the purchase consideration payment date? 1st May. So what is the first date here? 1st November 89. So November, December, January, February, March, April and May will not be considered. Okay, 6 months, which means for the 6th month, the first 6 months, the interest is paid is 3,000. Okay, out of this 6 months, what is the first period? What is the second period? That we'll do in the answer. You'll find when you I'll do it in the answer clearly in the next slide. Okay, we'll go to the next slide now. Here, as I said earlier, every sum, first step is your time ratio. The first date 1189. The second date, that is the incorporation date 1390. That is 4 months. Then the closing date 31st October 90. So 13 to 31st March 90 will be 8 months period. Therefore 4 months, 8 months, that is 1:2. That will be your time ratio. The second, we have to find your sales ratio. I told you sales for the year is 6 lakh and sales for the first 4 months is given as 2,50,000. Out of 6 lakh, 2,50,000 for the first 4 months. What will be for the remaining 8 months then? 3,50,000. So that will be your sales ratio, that is 5:7. Okay. Now you're going to calculate the adjusted time ratio. Adjusted time ratio will be for 6 months. As I told you in the previous slide, it is paid for 6 months period, that is from 1st November till the purchase consideration settled date, that is 1st May. How many months are there? November, December, January, February, March, April. We will not take May because the 1st May it is. Okay. So out of it is paid for 6 months. Out of 6 months, 4 months is for pre-incorporation period. The remaining 2 months is for the post-incorporation period. Therefore, the adjusted time ratio will be 2:1. Was it clear? Now we'll do the answer now. Gross profit, what ratio will do? Sales ratio. Salary, what ratio will follow for salary? Time ratio. Fixed finance cost. There is nothing but interest. Interest paid to vendor. What ratio? Now only we saw. What ratio it is? Adjusted time ratio. Okay. That will be 2:1. On 2:1 ratio, you will split the 3,000 rupees interest paid to vendors. Then interest and debentures, it is purely for the post incorporation period. Okay, the full amount is written in the post incorporation period. Then depreciation, again time ratio. Then we'll go to the next slide. The other expenses, rent, time ratio. Director fee, look at the first column. If you don't remember, go through the tabular column and see where what basis you will allocate. So it will be written fully in the post incorporation period. Auditor fee, time ratio. Discount on sales, sales ratio. There is 3,600 will be divided in sales ratio. The general expenses 4,800, time ratio. Advertisement, sales ratio. Printing stationery, time ratio. Commission on sales, sales ratio. Bad debts, I told you, bad debt. Out of 1,500, 500 for first 4 months. The rest for the first column, pre-incorporation period. The remaining is what will be the remaining out of 1,500, 500 for the first column. The remaining will be 1,000 for the next column. Okay. So this is all about the sum. So when you make the total For the expenses, you get 33,300. For the second column, 67,700. The first total A minus the second total B will give you 41,700 will be the profit prior to incorporation, and 37,500 will be the profit post incorporation period, profit for the post incorporation period. Okay, I hope you all understood the sum. Okay, so this is all about your profit prior to incorporation. Okay, in the next class we'll have a different PPT, that is your next chapter, not the same chapter. Okay, thank you.